Okay. So the second type of operation that we perform, okay, is called comparison, or we also call it as a relational operator. Okay, relational operators. Now here we check the relationship between two numbers. Okay, check relationship. So you check whether they are greater than or less than or greater than equal to or less than equal to or equal to or less than equal to. Now you see here, we are talking about checking the condition, isn't it? Is it equal to, correct? Not simply assigning a value. If it is about assigning the value, then you say equal to, a equal to 5. So when I say a equal to 5, then it means I'm assigning a value 5 to a. So the value of a is going to be 5. Now when I say double equal to, I'm checking the value. So it's like saying, is it equal to? Okay, is it equal to? Right now, so if I have to check what are the possible outcome that you will get when I say is it equal to, so answer, what could the answer be? Either yes or no, right? True or false. So comparison operator is going to give you either true or false. So output is Boolean. Okay, output is Boolean, either true or false, nothing else. So let's take an example. Let's say I create three variables, 1, 2, and let's say 3 equal to 10, 20, and 10, let's say. Okay, so 10, so I have three variables, 10, 20, and 10. Now I want to check, okay, the relationship between each of these three variables. Okay, yes, you can give like that. Okay, so Python allows that. You can't do it in C++, Java. But in Python, you can say variable, all variable, comma, comma, comma. And then when you're giving values, it has to be in same order. Okay, that means first will take first variable will take first value. Second variable will take second value. Third variable will take third value. Okay, so var1 equal to 10, var2 equal to 20, and var3 is equal to 10. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to say print var1 greater than var2. Okay, then I can say var1 greater than var3. Then now I will repeat these two multiple times. Okay, and then I'll ask you what would be the output. So less greater than, this is less than, then next one is greater than equal to, then it is less than equal to, then you have equal to, and then you have not equal to, right? Now you tell me. Yes, yes, yes. You see this red blinking here, right? It means it's getting recorded. Okay. Now you tell me. var1 greater than var2. var1 is 10. Is 10 greater than var2? No. So output should be false here. Okay. Now what about var1 and var3? Is 10 greater than 10? If we both get 10 marks, can I say that I got more marks than you? No. False. Okay. Now here, var1 less than var2. 10, is it less than 20? No. Huh? Is 10 less than 20? Yes. So it will be true. Correct? Now, is var1 less than var3? Is 10 less than 10? No. Okay. Now, this one you tell me. var1 greater than equal to var2. So var1 is 10, var2 is 20. Is 10 greater than or equal to 20? 10 is not greater than. 10 is neither greater than nor equal to. So it's going to be false, right? What about this? 10 greater than equal to 10. So 10 is not greater than, but it is equal to. So it's going to be true. Okay, now let me print something so that when we are checking the value, we will know, okay, this is before and after. Okay. var1 less than equal to var2, less than or equal to. Is 10 less than or equal to 20? Yes, 10 is less than 20, right? True. What about this? var1 less than equal to var3? Yes, true. Correct. Because 10 is not less than, but it is equal to. So you say true here. var1 equal to var2? No, yes, false. Is var1 equal to var3? Yes. Okay, so we generally, newcomers, they make me this mistake. The single equal to double equal to. Keep in mind, when do we use single equal to? When we have to assign a value. A equal to 5, single equal to. And when you're checking, okay, so this is like checking, is var1 equal to var2? And here, this is like, let's assign value 10 to variable 1. Okay, let's assign value 10 to variable 1. This is what this one means here. And this is like asking question, is it question mark? Okay, so answer is going to be either yes or no. Here there is no answer. I'm saying assign it, right? So when you assign it, obviously there is no answer as such. Okay, so you don't, so when you print it, you won't get any output. We are not assigning, or it's not giving us a result. I'm just telling it do it, and it is doing it. Okay. So next question is var1 not equal to var2. Tell me. True? Of course, they are not equal. Okay. So it's going to be true. What about next one? Yes. 10 is equal to 10. So is 10 not equal to 10? False. Okay. So these are all the possibilities of doing relational operators. Okay. It is again very important from programming perspective. Today itself, hopefully, towards the end of the programming, you will see the difference. Okay. Now let's compare the answers. Okay. It's running different file, P11. Okay. So you see false, false, true, false, 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 true, false, then false and true, false and true. After line, it is true, true, false, true, true, false, then true, true, false, true, true, false. Okay. This is how we do comparison. Compare two values if they are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, are they equal to or are they not equal to? Yes. Greater equal to only one variable you can do, no? You don't have to use two times. Greater than is one, less equal to is another. So instead of using two times, this only one time you can do it. Correct. Equal to, you have to write? Correct. You have to write separate statements for equal to here. So it's going to reduce your effort, going to reduce your code. Yes. Okay. So this is about relational operator. Then there's one more interesting operator called as logical. Digital electronics, have you all done it? Set theory in mathematics or digital electronics? Set theory? Set theory must have done it. Okay. Set theory, and there's a logical mathematics, right? Where they talk about and or not. Okay. So you have and or not. Okay. So these are the three important operator that you generally use in logical operators. So here input is also Boolean and output is also Boolean. That means these operators work only on Boolean values. Yes. Okay. So input operand values are input and output. Let me write this way. And output are bool. Okay. So if I ask you a question, let's say Rohit and Surya, let's say, will open the batting. Okay. This is my prediction. Okay. This is my prediction. Now you tell me actually what happened was, okay. So let's say Ishan and Surya opened the batting. Okay. So here will not have will. We'll say open the batting. Are we right here or we are wrong here? Is my prediction correct or false? Okay. I'm saying Rohit and Surya will open the batting. Okay. That's my prediction. Okay. Actually, what happened is Ishan and Surya opened the batting. So my prediction is right or wrong? Wrong? Okay. Now let's, there's nothing called partially here. Okay. Yes, it is a full statement. So no, so if it is on betting, whether you'll give me money or not, that's the point, right? You will not say no, 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 it's partially correct, so you take partial money. No, here, there means either yes or no. Okay, second prediction is I say Rohit or Surya will open the batting. Okay, and actually Ishan and Surya open the batting. In this case, is the prediction correct or false? Correct? Yes. Okay. So the moment you say or, that means you are not taking responsibility for both. If I say that we will do topic A or B in the class, I'm not committing on both the topic. I'm saying we'll do A or B, either A or B. Okay, A or B we will do. Now, if I do B, I can say that syllabus is done. Correct? I don't have to do A because what did I say? I will do A or B. I did not say I will do A and B. If I say A and B, then I have to make both the commitment true. I have to fulfill both the commitment. Correct? So remember in or it is one commitment you made and you are good. But when you say and, that means you're expected to do both. And means you're expected to do both task A and B, 1 and 2. Okay, that is called your logical operation. Logical is and or. So what did we say here? We say in and even if one is wrong, entire, if one is, let's say, use word false, entire thing becomes false. If one condition is false, even one thing is false, entire thing becomes false. Okay. And in or, no, this is false, right? What did I say? Okay. And in or, even if one is true, entire thing becomes true. Okay, so in AND you have to have both both values to be true, to the statement to be true, because you're committing on all the things, all the happenings. When you use OR, that means you are not committing on everything. Okay, so if I now say print true and true, okay, and I say false and false, and I take true and say put it here. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm saying true and true. So what will the output be? True and true. What's the output? True, right? It's going to be true. And rest everything is going to be false. False and false is false. False and true is false. True and false is also false. Okay. So, okay. So this statement is like what? Which one of these statement, the way I've written this sentence is similar to which of these four statements? I said Rohit and Surya. Surya opened, but Rohit did not open. So false and true. Correct. False and true. This is how it is matching. Right? So this is like that. So it is false. Now we can run it and see. So you have last four values. Okay, true, false, false, false. Actual usage of these two, what we're discussing, we'll see in the second half. Okay, we'll see them just after this. So with this, we will complete kind of level 2. Okay, then we'll get into level 3. Level 3 is really like challenging level. Okay, so we'll say true or true. These are like very basic. Okay, and then the actual logic will start. So that's why I've not been able to give you good programs. But after today's class, you can have some interesting programs. Okay. So what happened when you say or? Or means it's like, in mind you keep it like addition. Okay, and means multiplication. That's why here you see true is 1 and true is 1. So 1 into 1, 1. 0 into 1, sorry, 0 into 0, 0. 0 into 1 and 1 into 0. All gives you 0, right? So always keep and in your mind as multiplication. Okay, it behaves like multiplication, and true behaves like addition. So true or true will be true. Okay, Ishan and Surya will open the batting, and actually Ishan and Surya open the batting, so both are true. So my prediction is true. So this is same as out and. But here you see false or false. 0 plus 0, 0 only, false only. I said Rohit and Surya, but Ishan and Subman opened the batting. So both statement became false. So if both are false, it is false. I tell you that we will do A or B, but I did C. I did C, which is good, but I have not made the commitment of A or B. Still, one of those is pending, isn't it? So it is false. Now, false or true? True. True or false? Okay. If one statement is true, entire thing is true. Okay. Now let me ask you one question, and then we will move to next. And take same thing. Okay. Tell me, if I evaluate, what will be the output of this statement? It says something is wrong. Oh, this bracket. Okay. Now you tell me. So that we can differentiate. इतना सारा output आ जाएगा ना, so we don't know where to look for. So it's like the first output after check. Take your time and tell me what is the output of this. If I run this program, what will I get as output? क्या है आंसर? नहीं. Okay. So let's evaluate. So we'll evaluate step by step. गर्मी लग रही है. So var1 greater than var2. False. So I'll replace this with, let's say, f. Okay. I'll make this as, I don't have to print it. Let's make it f. var1 greater than var3. False. var1 less than var2. var1 equal to var3. var1 not equal to var2. True. var1 less than, yes. Okay. ठीक है, ये हो गया true. Now we have and or. Correct? False and or. So when you have and or, which one should we do first? Which one should we do first? And is like multiplication, or is like plus. So between multiplication and plus, what should be done first? Multiplication. So first we have to solve f and f. What is f and f? False. What is t and t? Then again you have t and t. What is t and t? Now you have f or t. F or t? T. T or t? So answer of this should be true. Not we'll see, no. We'll see. We have not gone to not yet. We're going to talk about and not, right? Right? So this is how you can evaluate. And this is what we're going to use in the next topic that we're going to take up. Okay? Okay. So the next topic, or next thing, what Apurva was asking is, what is not? Okay, I am fine. I'm not fine. Opposite. Okay, you go, you don't go. Opposite. So here, like so far what we have seen, whether it is plus, minus, or greater than, or logical, everything takes two operands. Operator is between two operand, but not takes only one operand. Okay, so it's like not true is false. And if I say print not false is true, I'll say it is not true, means it is false. Correct? If I say it is not false, means it is true. right? So not true is false and not false is true. Okay, yes. So not needs only one value, doesn't need two values, and immediate not followed by the value. Okay, it does the reverse, right? So true becomes false, false becomes true. Okay, this is your logical operator. The next thing is called membership, which we have just to check if a value is there or not. Actually, we'll do it when we do collections, but I'll just show you. Okay, what is membership operator? Okay, in and in, comma, not in. So if I say print I in India. So is I in India? Yes? Sure? Ranjan, what do you think? No, it is not there. Okay, false, because capital I. Okay, if I make it a small I, okay, you get true. Okay, so in is an operator which tells whether left side value is in the right side or not. Left side value is in right side or not. In A in B. So if A is in B, then true, otherwise false. Not in is opposite. Is I not in India? No, false. I is in India. So it gives opposite of, okay, in. If in gives true, not in will give us false. Boolean. Okay, so these are different operators that we have learned, and now we will see how to implement them. Okay, so when you talk about implementation, okay, we need to, okay, let me, what I'll do is I will move this to, okay, so okay, now if I ask you, okay, how do I go to a university? Okay, so there are two ways that you can instruct me anywhere. If I ask you how do I go there, or so you'll tell me keep going in that direction. If you stop there, keep going, and if you stop, what does that mean? It means I should keep on going. There is no way to stop. But you need to have something to stop you, right? So keep going in that direction till you see a red building. Opposite that house is my house. Or red building is a university. So you are saying keep going. So you are repeating, 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 and you have an ending condition there. Okay. So this is called looping here. Looping is when you run a block of code when you run block of code, okay, multiple times. Okay, so you run a block of code multiple times, but you need to have something to stop, something that tells that stop, don't go any further, right? So that stopping condition can be the condition itself, or it can, so this example which you said, keep going, okay, keep looping till you get a condition, or till you get the stopping condition. Okay, this is called while loop. Okay, so we're talking about running a block of code multiple times. Okay, so here it's called looping, and looping has two types. One is when you say keep going and you have an ending condition. Second is you're saying you do it 10 times. Okay, that is called when you know exactly how many times to run a code. When you tell run it 10 times, okay, you'll say come in that direction for 5 kilometers. You'll see my house. Come in direction for 5 kilometers. In previous case, you don't know how many times. Okay, it could be next door. The moment you start, you can see the building, or you keep walking 100 steps and you'll see the building, right? There you don't need to know the distance, but you need to know the stopping condition. Okay, so in programming also you're going to use loops, okay, with the same concept, and it is going to have a stopping condition that is called while loop. Okay, now when you give exact time, run 10 times, run 15 times, when you know exactly how many times, that we implement using what is called as for loop. So in Python we have only two types of loop, while loop and for loop. While loop is when you don't know how many times to run, you don't know how far I'm from your home. Okay, so keep going in the direction till you see a red building. So, okay, it doesn't matter where I am. I could be next gully or maybe 2 kilometers away, but still your condition will hold true, right? That is what is called as while loop. For loop is when you know exactly. Okay, use for loop. Okay, so we're talking about while loop and for loop. And third thing that we're going to talk about is called conditions. Okay, so what is condition? Condition is, see, so far we've been executing in same order. If you write 100 lines of code, you'll start executing 1, 2, 3, 4, 200. But let's say I want to have some condition. Okay, for example, I think last week I told you an example, I'm not to recollect. Let's say based on marks, you want to see whether pass or fail. So your program should have both data, print pass, print fail. But based on average or marks, you should decide who should get print, who should get fail. That is a condition. So you have a condition and then you say pass or fail. So for example, I can say if number equal to 8. Okay, if number equal to 8, that means if the value of number is 8. See, remember here, you're only going to get either true or false. Okay, if always uses true or false. Okay, so assign नहीं कर रहा हूँ, check कर रहा हूँ. Is it num equal to 8? I'm checking, is it equal to 8? Okay, no, correct. If I have to assign, what will I use num? If I will not use when I'm assigning a value, I'll say assign it. Okay, but if is used when you are not sure and you have some condition to handle, right? So here say condition, okay, that is using if. Okay, so look at few things here. If num equal to 8, so if is one parameter, num equal to is second, colon is third, and now I'm saying print value is 8. Okay, so I say value is 8. Okay, now to check the value of num, I have to first declare num, right? That's why you see this underline, red underline, because it is expecting me to assign the value of num. Num equal to, let's say 100 I give. Okay, so is num equal to 8? Will this condition be true or false? False. If it is false, it will not go inside if. Okay, if it is false, it will not go inside if. Now, what happens if it is equal to it goes inside if, and whatever you do, that will be executed. Now, how will Python know what is inside if? How will Python know what is inside if? Because you have so many lines of code. What is inside if? So for that purpose, we use indentation. Okay. So yeah, the last class we said that do not use indentation. That means always start from first position. But in this case, we don't start from first position. We give some gap. Okay. You see the print is inside if. That means if is true, the print statement will be printed. If is false, the print will not be printed. So check if is checks only for true values. If it is true, it will go inside. If it is not true, it will not go inside. Okay. Okay. Now, how much space to give before print? The answer is you have to give at least one spaces. More than one is also okay. You can give 1, 2, 300, 50, 200. I mean, there's no restriction on how many spaces you give before first part inside if. Okay. But general practice is we go for tab space. Tab space by default is for blank spaces. That is default. So we use default tab space. Okay. But there's no restriction. Why only tab space? No, you can give. Python needs at least one space to indicate that it is not part of main program, but it is inside this if. Okay, so if condition is true, okay, if the num is 8, if num is 8, then only volume is 8 will be printed. Otherwise, volume equal to 8 or volume is 8 will not be printed. Okay, so you can give else here. Okay, so we'll talk about else in some time. So now, as I said, right, you have to give some space, whether it is 1 or 2 or 3, doesn't matter, right? The question is, if you have one more statement to print if is executed now. Okay, so what I'm saying, if num equal to 8, then print value is 8 and if is executed. So remember, when you have more than one statement to give inside if, then all of them should have same spaces. So I told you for first one, you have a choice. Okay, I can give here my choice, my wish. Okay, but the second line should also be given here. Okay, if you do not give this second statement also here, it will throw error. Okay, so this is how Python knows that you are doing something inside if. So if condition is true, you will do these things. Okay, so we have, a value equal to 8 being printed, as well as if it is executed or not. Okay, so it's executed now. Okay, it prints here. No, what happened? P11. Okay, because it's not equal to 8, correct? Now, if you make it equal to 8, okay. So when we said and num equal to 100 and num equal to 8, what we are doing? We are checking value if it is 8 or not, but 100 is not equal to 8. If 100 is not equal to 8, it becomes false. That if condition is not true. If condition is not true, it will not go inside if. And did we write anything outside if? No. So that's why there is nothing got printed there. So now it is printing, no? 100. No, printing, that is also inside if only, no? Correct. If condition is like door is locked, you can't go in, right? Door itself is locked, false. So this is where you use logical operator. Okay, if is always followed by condition. Whatever you do, whether you do directly condition or you do any kind of comparison or whatever, it what it needs is either true or false. Okay, whatever you give there, it will evaluate to either true or false. If it is false, if part will not be printed. If it is true, only then if part is printed. Okay, I can say here colon indicates the end of condition and beginning of within the curly bracket. Yes. No, it was within curly bracket only. Curly bracket, हाँ, कोलन के पहले वेरिएबल बाद में फॉर्मेटिंग. Correct. If statement. And we'll see it is used even in the loop. That's why we're doing if and loop together. Okay, we'll see first if and then we'll go to loops. Yes, if is for condition. Okay, the loop is just your for loop and while. If is to check the condition. Okay, so if is used to check condition only. Condition is true or false. If it is false, then it will not go inside if. If it is true, only then it will go inside. Okay. Either for or while. Okay, when do we use for? Yes. Correct. But some condition has to be there. Otherwise, while will not work. So, okay, so here we use only if, right? Now your if can have else. So you can have only if. You can have only if or if okay, when you have something to, or when you have something to talk about when it's wrong. Huh. Hmm. No, my mistake. I mean, because focus is on this, not here. See, I'm checking equal to 8, right? So this will be true only when it is 8. That's why I wrote 8. No, it's inside that quotation. Yes. Okay. So you can have only if, or when you have something to talk about when if, to talk about when if is false. Then we use, okay, then we use else. Okay, so the same example. Okay, if num equal to 8, and then I'm going to say else. Yeah, I'll show you. Now you tell me. You just see. I'll just be back. Similar condition, right? There's hardly any change. Only change is I've written else part here. Else part means when if is wrong, else. Now in this case, if I run, what will be the output? No, but it's not to if, right? Right. So you will get 2 times. Same thing, you'll get 2 times. Okay, you'll get 2 times. So if I run it, value is 8 and if is executed now. Correct? And else में क्या है? I mean else that will not be printed because when condition is true, else will not be printed, right? But now if I go and make this as 18, now when I run it, because where did I check 18? The second condition, no. ऊपर में तो 8 ही है. I did not make any changes. See, value is 8. ऊपर वाले से है. Right? Correct. Because I'm checking if age is 8 equal to 18? No. So you get this part. Okay. Now let's do an exercise. Okay. I want you all to do an exercise. Write a program to check if a number is positive or not. Simple. Okay. Yes. So, nahi, see, which edit ID you are using? PyCharm, right? So PyCharm colon dete, if you hit enter, see, it will take you there. It will never take you to the extreme left. आपने colon नहीं दिया होगा. हाँ. So if you give colon, PyCharm is intelligent. The moment you give colon and you hit enter, it will take you to this place only. If you don't give colon, then it doesn't know whether it is if. I mean, same thing we'll do in for loop also. Later we'll see. But for now, so here you are saying if num greater than 0, then print it is positive, else number is not positive. Simple. Right? Ranjan, you got it?
I got it. Yeah,
Okay, you can message your question in the chat, Ranjan.
definitely.
Yeah, I think you sent some message to Apurv, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do one more example here. Then we'll go ahead. I want you to write a program to check if a number is odd or even. When will number be odd or even? How can you check? What conditions should you use? Sorry? Subtract it by 2. 10 is negative, even or odd? Number 10. So subtract by 2. So 10 by 10 minus 2 is? No. How do you say that 10 is even? It is? Yes. It is divisible by 2. It is even. Try this. Something that we have done last class. So you have to refer last class notes. Okay. So you will check here. num, let's say, equal to 11. So if num modulo 2 equal to 0, so I'm saying if I divide num with 2, remainder is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then it is, or for that matter, if I say not equal to, let's say, for example, if it is not equal to 0, then it is odd. Okay, and else is like print it's even. If it is not odd, then it's even number. Make sense? Okay. Okay. Now I want to talk about input here for a second. See, so far we are giving assigning direct value num equal to 11. Now, when you do num equal to 11, the program, what happens? The num value will remain 11. You cannot change it. Hard coding, what you call hard coding. This is called hard coding. So every time I run, it will be 11 only. If you want to make it user friendly, if you want that number to take value from user, if you want this number to take value from the user, then you have to say input. Just like print is to display onto the screen, input is a function to take value from the user. Okay, so now, okay, so we discussed other day, right? That if you see a process finished with execute 0, that means program has run successfully. Now, if I say val1 equal to input, and I run this program. So see, you did not get that exit code. You're not getting any exit code. That means your program is running. That's what I told you. If you do not get anything, that means your program is still running. Your program is still running. Why it is still running? Because we gave input. So it is waiting for us to correct. So if I enter 5, it will stop the program. So the value 1 is 5. Okay. Now if you want to see the print, you can say print value you entered is value 1. Val1, right? Now, if I say the value entered is, okay, so this is how you get input from the user. This is, I want to read the input from the user. So every time I run this program, you have option to give a new value. See, when you're booking a air ticket, for example, let's say, you will say from origin and destination. So are those already pre-filled? No, right? You have to give your origin, right? When you log into any of this, they will not say, okay, origin is Hyderabad, destination Hyderabad. You want Delhi, you want to book it or not? Not like that, right? You are giving your own input. This is how you give your own input. No. Input matlab, you are making it more interactive. See, if I give you this program, you can't go and change 11. So when I'm saying is 11 odd or even, you say odd. So every time it is like is 11 odd, is 11 odd, is 11 odd. I want to make it. I want it to change every time. Abhi book kar rahe ho aap, you are booking ticket to Delhi. Next time you want to book ticket to Chennai. Next time you might book ticket to Kolkata. So you are choosing the destination based on your requirement. Okay. So the system, the IT system, the software should read the input from the user. Should get what you want to enter, not pre-filled value. So for learning purpose, pre-filled value is same, okay? But now you are giving values based on what I want. I want to check if 36 is odd or even. I want to check if 24 is odd or even. I want to check if 15 is odd or even. I want to check if 98 is odd or even. So what do? You cannot go and change the code of Make My Trip, correct? Do you have access to Make My Trip code? No. Even if you have access, you cannot change because that maybe, you are not too technical to change the code. Why will Make My Trip show the code? No. Code is hidden. As a developer, you have written the code. So person who's using it, what you see here bottom, this is where you are using it. Okay, here you don't have access to the code. Here you want your program to take different values. I want to check 24 now. I can't check 24 because already you have hard coded. It's called hard coding. You have already hard coded as 11. Then you can't check for 24. We'll come there. Okay. So this is to read the value from the user. Okay. Input is to read the value from the user. Okay. You are saying no, you are saying A equal to val1 equal to input. So whatever you give here will go to val1. It is not for this val1 or num, it is only for this one. So if you give airport name in origin, it will take for origin only, not for destination. It knows that you are giving this city code or airport code for origin because you are putting in the origin, not in the destination. Here it is, that's what I'm saying, it is defined, no, here. ऊपर का output same है. There is no change in till here. Because we have given 8, we have given 18, we have given 5. So same. So when I say now, when I say val1 equal to input, so whatever you give here, so this is for, it is executing in sequence. So when it comes to line number 36, this is what happens. When it comes to line number 36, this is what happens, takes the value and assign it to val1. Okay. And then you say value you entered is val1. So it's printing val1. Now, what is the data type of val1? It can be integer, it can be float, it can be anything, isn't it? It can be any of those 5 things. But how will Python know what you want to enter? Python को पता कैसे चलेगा कि you want to enter a Boolean value now. Now Boolean, if I write true, it can be a string also, right? Right? If I enter 55, 55 can be a string also. 55 need not be only integer, it can be string also. Because what we said, whatever you give quotation becomes string and you print as it is. Right? So how will Python know what you are entering? So answer is Python doesn't know. Python cannot know. If Python cannot know what you are going to enter, because it can't read our mind. So if Python doesn't know what you want to enter, then how will Python treat it when you are doing print or when you are doing say logical operator or different operator? How does Python know what you want to do? So Python says, I don't know what you want to do. So what I will do is, I will convert it into string. I will convert it into string automatically. That's why it was not working for you. You'll get error. So if I say here, print, okay, data type of val1 is, okay, what is the function to see the data type? We did this last week, correct? Type, yes, exactly. Type of val1. Type of val1. And when we run it, okay, now it's waiting for us to enter the value. I say 45. Even 45 is treated as string. Because everything can be read as string. but vice versa is not true. You can read complex as string and read boolean as string, can read float as string and read integer as string, but you can't read string as integer. So for Python, because Python doesn't know what you want to give, Python says, okay, since I don't know what you want to give, let me take your input as string. Let me take your input as string and I will save it as string. Okay. If you want it to be integer, you explicitly convert it. It's called explicit conversion. You are forcing it to become integer. So what I'll do here, if I want it to become integer, I will say val1 equal to int of val1. So there are functions, okay? There are functions, val1. There are functions with the same class name. If you want to convert into integer, you have to say int of. You want to convert into float, you have to say what? You want to convert into boolean, what do you have to say? Yes, bool of. If you want to convert into string, what will you say? If you want to convert to complex, what will you say? Right? So there are functions with the same name to convert into that particular data type. If I want to convert this into integer, I will use int of val1. I will use int of val1. If I want to convert into float, I will say float of val1. Okay, so since it is reading as string by default, I am doing what we call as explicit conversion. I'm converting it into integer or boolean or float or complex. Okay. Now, if I say, don't write, I'll give you time to write. Okay. Okay. Focus here. And I'm going to share the code. Everything will be shared. That's what I was trying to show there. I didn't. Okay. So you run it. TV will not be. TV nahi hai uspe. Okay. 1 second. Okay. So here what I did, I'm taking input value. Okay. And I'm saying data type of val1 is type. So it should give me the data type of value 1, which we saw was string. Okay. You can type here and see it is showing string. Then what we did, we converted into integer using int function. When you convert into integer using int function, now when I do same code here, like 37, see 39 line number is like 37. So now what the data type that you get? Int. So we have converted string to int. And of course, value is 45. So this is how you can take the input from the user and convert into integer or float or whatever type you want to based on your requirement. When you do it from your side, when you force it from your side, it is called explicit. Okay, we are forcing it. So far, we are just assigning the value and it was getting it was getting data type automatically. We were not telling do integer or do float. Okay, we assign value and it was, for it, whatever was good for it, it was taking. You can see it, what happens. Okay, I say 5t. What happened? What do you get? So you see, you're getting what is called as value error. It's called value error. you repeat it 2 times. Value 1, value 2. Right? So in value 1, you give value 1, and in value 2, you give the second value. Second value can be alphanumeric. Right? Now you see, when you have 2 values like that, so you are okay, you are saying enter name and enter marks or age or whatever. But as a user, how will I know that I need to enter name or marks here? When you run it, you get blank only, right? Now, what should I enter? How will I know what I should enter? So in input, you have one more option where you can give a text message. You can give a text message. Enter your marks. Only one text message. This is not like print where you give text, comma, text, comma, text. You can't do that. You have to give only one. Either you don't give anything or you give only one text. And what you give as text will become that help text, what you call as help text. Okay. So now when you run it, okay, when I say enter marks, see, it is showing enter marks here. You're getting as enter marks here, because this is what exactly we gave here. Okay. So this is how you can get. Okay. Now I can say 56 and the rest of the code is like this. This is called taking input from the user. Exactly. Okay. Okay. Now I want you all to write a program for me. Write a program to input user, write a program to input value from the user and check if it's we have done odd even, we have done negative positive, correct? Okay, to check if it has 0 at the end. Write a program to input value from the user and check if it has 0 at the end. Okay, so 57, it should say example value equal to 57. It should say it doesn't have 0 at the end. And when you say value equal to 60, it should say it has 0 at the end. Try, take your time, try. So here we will divide by 10 and look at the remainder. So we say input from the user. So value equal to input, enter the number. Okay, enter the number. Now, this, since we are saying enter the number, it has to be integer. Instead of doing in different line, we can do it here. So what did I say? If we have two functions, which one will be executed first? Inside one. So when I say int and input, which will be executed first? Input. Input will read the value and then convert into integer. So the value will be integer value, correct? Now you say if value modulo 10 equal to 0, right? You say print this has 0 at the end. And else you can say it doesn't have 0 at the end. Okay, so now I'm going to move this away here. and let me run this program, P11. Enter the number 50. It has 0 at the end. Run the program 101. It does not have 0 at the end. Right? Okay. So this is how you use input and you can evaluate. Right? Okay. Can we extend for 10-15 minutes? Okay. We'll do couple of logic I want to talk about, and tomorrow we'll do programs on those logic. 4:15 we'll wrap up. 4:15 or 4:10 o'clock. One concept and we'll end it. No problem. Okay. So we have seen for one condition. If it is one condition, we use only if. If it is two conditions, then we use if else. If you have three conditions to check. So same like else if. So if you have to check if a number is positive or negative or 0, because 0 is neither positive nor negative. 0 is neither positive nor negative, right? So you have three things to check here. So if I say num equal to int of input, enter a number, and here you say if num equal to 0, correct? Then we say print number is 0. So see, always your first value will be if. First condition is always if. First condition is always if. Now the second condition, we have to choose, right? So we have three conditions here. 0, positive, negative, right? So first is if, last is always else. Last is always else. If and else, in between, all of them will be elifs. Else if ka short form, elif. Okay. So if we have 10 conditions to check, okay, if you have 10 conditions to check, first is if, 10th is else. Else is like default. Kuch bhi nahi hua to go into else. And rest, all the 8 in between will be your elifs. So here I will say L if. Elif is followed by again condition. If is always condition. So else if. So first condition is num equal to 0, print 0. If that is false, if is false, it goes to next elif. Num less than 0. If num less than 0, then we say print number is negative. And then third condition, finally third is else. If it is neither 0 nor negative, then it has to be positive, okay? Because we are not checking any condition. What we are saying is, if number is not 0, not here, not 0, here, not negative, then definitely this has to be positive. Okay, so enter a number 51, positive. Run it again. Enter a number -50, negative. Run this program, 0, it is 0. Okay, again run the program, -99. Okay, negative. So this is how you can use input to read a value. Every time you run the program, what is happening? It is taking new value from the user and checking that particular value. Okay, that particular value is being checked and you get this output. Okay, so this is how you will perform if, elif, and else. Let's do one more program. Okay, we'll use elif. Okay, now I want to find marks of 5 subject and assign grade. Okay, so I want to find marks of 5 subject and assign grade. So marks of 5 subject. Okay, let me move this also to this. Okay, Now here, let's say I say M1, M2, M3, whatever. Let's say sum is total 160. You know how to perform sum, isn't it? Now average will be sum by 5. Okay, or sum by, let's make it 360 or something. Now, if average is more than 75, we say A grade. So if AVG greater than equal to 75, then you say print grade is A. Okay, elif AVG greater than equal to 60, we say print it is all part of single block. Okay, it's like one house and you have multiple bedrooms inside. You cannot construct a new house inside a new old house, right? Of course you can do, no, 60 to 75. So ho gaya na, by default it is 60 to 75. So if it is more than 75, this will be executed, yes? When will this become false? When your value is less than 75. If your value is more than 75, then this will be called. This becomes false only if value is less than 75. If value is less than 75, then obviously you come here. So in a way, it becomes 60 to 75. Okay, grade is B. Now I can again perform elif AVG greater than equal to 50. Print grade is C. I can say another elif AVG 35. Now, elif का कोई limit नहीं है. You will have one if, one else, but no limit for elif. D, and then finally you say else, print grade is E. So if your value is anywhere between 75 and 100, it will always check from here, go in sequential. And out of this, only one block will be executed, not multiple block. It will always execute one block only. So if your marks is 76, it goes here. If your marks is 74, this becomes false and comes here. So this block is executed. If your marks is 49, then this is also false, right? It comes here. This is also false, 49. 49 is not more than 60, 49 is not more than 50. It comes here. Yes, it is more than 35. So then it prints grade D. You get 25. This is false. 25, this is false. 25 greater than 50. This becomes false. 25 is not more than 35 also. This becomes false. So finally it goes to else and you say grade is E. This is how you can use elif. Okay. And next we'll continue tomorrow on this.